Alright guys, we're back in Path of Exile, Standard Edition. In between episodes, I took the notes I had written down and executed what I said I was going to do, which was clean out our stash here. So we just got the gems separated. Nothing special going on here, really, but just actually have these currency items and the gems sorted. So we did it. Give ourselves a pat on the back. So in between episodes, I was reading the help section because this thing has been blinking the whole time, and I just kind of ignored it. There's like a lot of reading to do, and I was elected to lead and not to read. But I decided I was going to read anyway, and I started going through all these. And there's actually a pretty good help section that they have built into the game to explain most of the... I mean, you can see how many I still have to do. But it explains most of the aspects of the game that might be difficult, or just explains the game to you. And it's actually laid out pretty nicely. You can see they got like visual aids and examples. And this one that I was just going through right before I came back to record actually gives you like a little test at the end, which I thought was kind of neat. I read through this one a couple times. It took me a second to get the idea, but there's a concept of global and local modifiers in the game. And local modifiers, that's a global modifier example. The local ones get added up as a total and get applied to the base life plus the global total to get the new total. It's kind of the example they give there, and it's kind of hard to understand what that means. But basically, global gets added in before the percentage totals are, and I think if I'm saying this right, gets impacted into the overall results. I know that sounds weird, and maybe I'm confused, but I think I got it. The distinction between what a global variable, a global modifier and a local modifier is, the globals have, it'll have this text in the top part of its item that will be associated with something in the secondary stats. They have a name for all this stuff, and I can't remember what it is. The suffixes and the prefixes, I forget what they call them. But see how these two are associated with each other? This is attack per second, and it's in blue. It's increased attack speed, so this is a local modifier. It's a local modifier because you can see that this attack speed is affecting this weapon's attack percentage. So it has the same impact as the passives, which means it gets applied in the second part of the equation in determining the total. Where the global modifier, let's see if we can find an example here, gets applied to the base stat, and then multiplied by whatever the local modifiers are. I think I'm getting this right. Maybe I have it backwards actually. And it's global. You can tell it's global because it doesn't have any impact on this piece of armor. And then go through this. I don't know if anyone finds this interesting. I find it fascinating, actually. Just another layer of the game to learn. So, like this chestplate, for example, this would be considered a local modifier, the increased armor and evasion, because the armor and the evasion are the blue items here, and this would be considered a global modifier, the lightning resistance, because it doesn't have like the lightning impacted there. So we can do the same example here. This one's a local one, increased attack speed, because it doesn't affect the top part. No, I'm sorry, this is a global modifier, because it didn't actually affect the armor. This is a local one because it locally affects the piece of gear. We won't go over that example, you guys can check that out, but you can see there's a lot more depth, and I'm going to be sure to read through all this stuff to get a better hand on what's going on in the game. Probably should have read this a long time ago, but I guess better late than never. And that's all I wanted to say about that. So, let us travel to the Master of a Million Faces. I don't think we want to do that, do we? That doesn't sound like fun. But I do want to do these side quests here. Maybe we actually do want to go in and do this right now. Let's do it.
Hello to you, great dream.
Hi, Silk. I'll be attending your wedding, I believe. One of the other interesting things that the guide or the help section pointed out, and I thought this was the case, but I wasn't 100% sure that it was. Am I hitting the right button to something's saying? Let's get a rock golem up too. Oh, we lost our animate weapon. That's right. I guess for now that can go there. Sometimes you can level up a gem and it'll increase the requirement to access the armor or access the gem, which could disable the armor if you don't meet that requirement. So you have to be careful when leveling up a gem, and sometimes it may be the wrong move to level up a gem because you could just ruin a piece of gear. I mean, you always take the gem slot out, or the gem out rather, but then you lose access to the skill, and maybe it's a critical skill you might want it to hold on to. Oh, we hit level 60. Did it, guys? Nice little achieve there for that. It's a shame it wasn't a hardcore achieve, but take what we can get. No, not that way. I could have sworn the little purple barrier that was keeping us from going down to the chamber 2 was over here, but may have all changed. Looks like we have a skill point we didn't allocate there, which we need to do. Where do we want to go now? I don't think we want that. Spell damage, attack speed. Let's go this way and pick this up. We went this way the first time we played. And I think we grabbed all that, actually. We'll just grab these, and we'll grab these, too. I'm not really worried about not dying anymore, right? Just doesn't... I know I keep bringing that up over and over again, and people that play Standard that hear me say this are probably like, we get it. Be quiet about it. And I understand. But we're not worried about dying, so we can stack maybe more damage. Although, you know, you may still need HP to survive in the end anyway. Like a lot of it. The builds might not actually be different. Like the bosses just might not be killable if you can't survive certain hits. So I may be approaching this incorrectly. Well, that's okay. We can always reskill, or it'll just be something we'll learn for when we come through on our hardcore character. We haven't even touched trade chat yet, which I'm sure is a whole nother big part of the game that has depth to it that we'll have to learn. Kind of recklessly leveling those up because I'm actually not too worried about it. If we can't use a gem, we can't use a gem. It's not going to be our blue ones at least, which those are the ones we really don't want to lose. And remember, we got Flesh Offering off the passive now, so we want to make sure we're actually using it. I feel like it might have been a huge mistake to put that on passive, actually. The main reason I did it was because if it was on passive, we could use it on bosses. These bosses tend to not have minions laying around, but it's such a good skill. Like, we just press that button and the mobs, our minions just go crazy. So, oh, this is yeah, I remember this area. This is where the first time we came in here, we went down this side area here, and there was nothing over here. We do want our resistances up. It's a secret passage into the den. Take a drink. Now I feel like this is the vault that I kept talking about several times early in our playthrough, and then just as soon as we hit Act 6 or 7. That is the vault there. So we're in that cave. Yeah, that's definitely the vault. I think we're trying to find access to the causeway, I guess. That's what we're doing here. The funny part about that huge, it wasn't a lecture, but the information on the global versus local stat items was... The funny part to me is, even equipped with that knowledge, and I appreciate that there's some depth involved there as well. Realistically, I don't know if I'll actually take the time to... well, maybe I will. What I was going to say is take the time to utilize that knowledge to be able to do more damage and play the game better. It seems silly to say, but sometimes it's more efficient just to put it on and go. But because this game has had a lot of staying power, I bet the end game you do spend a lot of times just micro tweaking your build, and so knowing that kind of stuff is probably useful. Although I think there's tools to kind of help you with that, figuring out what you want to use and what you don't want to use. Is this a shrine over here? Stag scepter, sure. In fact, I downloaded a tool the other day. I meant to say something about it in the last episode, but I think I forgot about it. I see the door there, guys. Trying to do some exploration. The tool is called PoE Builds, I think. And it's just basically an offline builder that allows you to put in your gear and try different talent builds to see what actually puts out the best raw stats for your character. It's kind of like a planner. I don't know if I'll use it a whole lot. Maybe in the end game it's actually really useful. Definitely not going to be using it right now to figure out how I'm going to get through level 60. Viridian Jewel. This way? I am really anxious about finishing this game for some reason. Like, I want to see who the big bad is. I feel like they probably told us more than once, but... At first I thought it was going to be Malachi. And then I thought it was going to be Sin. But now that I think about it, it's probably Kitava, right? Because we didn't kill Kitava. And that kind of makes sense, too. That it would be Kitava. Where are we even at? We're down here now. Okay. I don't think we actually... I was worried about doing this part because I thought we were skipping optional quests. If I can get the words out. But it looks like we're just... this was the correct way to go. If you didn't know, now you know. I feel like our damage is kind of falling off a little bit here. I don't want any of that. be honest with you. We feel slightly weaker than we did 2 zones ago. Though nothing's really challenging us here. It's always famous last words. I'll go this way. Flange mace, can I? Yep. Thought so. It's a good guardian weapon, I guess. Dropping animate blade or animate weapon, I'm kind of bummed about that. Do you want to read this? High Lord Ralakesh. I am but lowly outlaw scum, yet you, a god of 1,000 faces, have looked at me and deemed me worthy of your cause. I offered willingly my flesh and blood. You shall now have my thoughts to use as you see fit. I only ask that you let me serve forever as one of your holy claws. Allow me to bring the light of you belonging to the whole bloody continent. My greatest desire is to see your ancient kingdom remade and your enemies cower at your feet. And then, yeah. Alright. You fool. So he's going to be the boss of the zone, right? We still have to kill the spider that Silk is about to marry. So there's quite a bit left to do in this act. I'm going to predict how the game ends right now. We kill Kitava, and Sin comes in to help us out, and then Sin betrays us, and we have to kill Sin in the same fight. Because that sounds pretty epic to me. And yeah, I bet that's what they do. Though I don't know if you lose your passive abilities from him. Oh, you know what would actually be cool, even cooler, is if we kill. We killed Innocence already, I thought. But I can't remember now. I think we did. But if Innocence comes back, well, I don't know. I don't know if that is cooler or not. I stick with my original prediction. We'll see. We shall see. I suppose we could have just moved on here, but I just like clearing out zones. Get my XP. Okay. Kill Groost. Bunch of worshippers of Ralakash. Ralakash, is that his name? I don't even know. It's something like that. Yeah. Not too much damage. Oh, is that him there? We're gonna find out here pretty soon. I think it's this guy here. Yeah. So you can actually time it if you're watching them. And then just move. Not a super difficult mechanic there.
Turn away the tyrant's face, and kingdom end without a trace. When you try to control everything, you ultimately control nothing. Ralakesh has never quite been able to grasp that concept.
I had a new ability. I thought... Yeah, we already learned this one. Oh, is this the new one here? Yeah, I think that's the new one down here. They're running a sale on the stash tab. Let's look and see what the sale is, because they really want us to look. Stash tabs. I think I saw this sale though before they were running it earlier. They probably have reset, so they were running it all week. I don't think it's very expensive. I think even when it's not on sale, I think it's only $20 to get all of it. That's pretty cheap, and it actually is super useful.
Humanity needs us.
What was I doing? I got distracted by that. Kali's Temple. Talk to. Okay, go back and talk to our friend at the camp here. We did get a new gem. It's probably gonna be garbage though. Yeah, it's pretty much garbage for us.
You truly are a hero of the modern age, succeeding where even the ancient vow could not. I must say I'm really quite relieved. For a while there I feared we were headed towards another theocratic dictatorship. Exile allowed me to be free of one. I had no wish to experience another. You deserve.
Well, we didn't actually kill the god though. Relikesh, right? I thought that's what he wanted us to do. He might be confused.
Yes, I thank you. Though I loved him, I know Groost was lost to me the very moment he touched that foul abomination. I will weep over his passing for many more nights to come. But I am
sorry about that, Lena.
Happy that you avenged his honor and freed him from his torment.
Well,
there's an Asmeri shrine tucked away in the northern forest. Groost took me there, told me it was a memorial to those who had gone before him, a place where their spirits could rest. When he passed, he wanted his remains to be laid to rest with the bones of his people. His body, I find it difficult to even think about it, but I doubt it will ever be recovered. Yet there might still be a way. He gave me his necklace, the fangs he earned when he rose from boyhood to manhood, handed it to me for safekeeping only moments before Relikesh. It's almost as if he knew what was to come. Please, could you deliver this necklace to the shrine for me? Put Groost's spirit to rest. I would do it myself, but the journey to the northern forest is not what it was. These lands have changed, and not for the better.
Okay, we'll go honor his
journey well.
His life for you, Helena. And we shall also journey well. We'll live well, and we will snack well as well.
My help is yours.
Okay.
Remember to live.
Okay. Get a skill point, which we were going down through this tree. And I guess don't actually see a quest. Okay, I guess it's just looks like 3 roads point to here, so we'll just pop into the forest. It's all going to go down in the forest. It's almost, I mean, you can almost hang this on a wall, really. I would. I don't know if other people would, but... It looked like I was throwing flaming skulls at nothing, but I knew there was going to be mobs there. I could feel it. I could feel it. It does feel good to finally make some progress in the game. I'll say this, it felt more rewarding though to make progress when we were trying to stay alive to compete on that ladder, but it does feel good to actually get to see the story in big swaths rather than 30-second chunks before we died as we reach a new area. Although we haven't died yet since we've been put in standard, which I'd say bodes well for the second playthrough we go through. Okay, we'll do that. Place it on the shrine, I guess. Don't let us. have to climb up? Yeah. No, my money was on he was going to show up and say something insightful. Sometimes saying nothing, though, can be more insightful than saying something. As viewers of my channel, you're probably well aware of this. You can't be self-deprecating. I mean, what can you be? Well, you can be a lot of things, I suppose. What if he shot you in the face, Lloyd? Anyway, what are we trying to do here? We're still looking for the causeway. Talk to Alva? I really want to see what's going on with the spider wedding, though. That's like really what I wanted to see. I didn't even care about the main story so much as seeing the spider wedding. I found the causeway. We've had that for forever. We should try the PvP at some point here too. Sooner than later. I'm sure we're going to embarrass ourselves, but we've probably already done that a few times, so it's nothing new. Nothing new there. The causeway. It's gonna be like a gas station. Convenience store in here. Nope, it's not. It is a causeway. I just felt like getting that exclamation point off the screen. I guess we'll make that our goal this episode here, is to try to get to the spider wedding. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but that's what we're gunning for. I feel like this is the temple, though, where they were supposed to get married, right? I didn't make that up. That was a real thing. Am I missing something here? I'm definitely not hitting my flesh opera. Pick up that stuff. Eagle Claw. So many snakes up here. Nothing back here. A sultry violin playing in the background. I'd be interested to sit down and give this soundtrack a listen through from start to finish. It's probably quite good. I have to see. There's no tracks stick out to me, though, to be honest with you. But I was never... I mean, this is a good track here. Sometimes I wonder if the music that that I hear in games doesn't become more impactful because it's good. It becomes more impactful where I'm like, oh, this is really good. Because it was the experiences I had during the game. And maybe Nobuo Uematsu is just a terrible composer, but Final Fantasy is such a great series that I think the music is just phenomenal. But I'm probably wrong about everything I just said. Actually, it's probably a mix of both, to be honest with you. Are we in time for the spider wedding? Oh, this is the... Okay.
I've got some in me, you see. This spell will take into days beyond. Once that, keep the portal open by slitting a few deserving throats. The longer you stay, We'll have all the time.
Apologize for the background noise.
That's why you need to find the template in here. Be careful what you do while you're there. Any move you make ripples through, changing things in this day and age. Well, what are you waiting for? Go make history.
Enter incursion.
Time to go.
I guess. Are these? These were tougher mobs than my minions can handle. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it out. Okay, this looks intense. Surprisingly, we didn't die though. We got 20 seconds, and the more stuff we kill, the longer we get to stay in. Okay, we died. That's okay though. And we get some items. Is there any penalty for that? Excuse me. Doesn't look like it.
Listen, these blood spells are fickle things.
11 incursions remaining.
Under certain conditions. Days of the week, stars aligned, that sort of thing. I'll scout out a new location to perform the next ritual. Find me, and we'll continue our venture.
Now, before I continue doing this, is there a... Incursions, okay. So, is it this actually the same thing we just actually sat through, though? No. Okay, we will... Since there seems like there's a finite... This is 11 incursions remaining. I don't want to... Like, if the character only gets 11 and we go in and just screw it all up, I don't want to mess it up. So I'll wait till I read that before we mess with that. Besides, we've got a spider wedding we're supposed to be at. But that area did look cool. Lots of mobs and a lot of chaos. That's right up my wheelhouse. That's not what you say. But yeah, it's right up my wheelhouse.
I could hardly hope for better.
Let's do that. Grab that. Also, Y is okay. It's good to know. Yeah, the wedding's probably up here. We didn't bring a gift, but we were invited, so we will go. I'm deathly terrified. I'm not deathly terrified of spiders, but I am afraid of spiders. I think I have a normal, rational fear of spiders. Actually, let me rephrase that. I think most people's fear of spiders are irrational. But I think I have an average fear of spiders, or the normal... Well, people are normally afraid of spiders. That's me. But I love seeing spiders in video games and cinema. For whatever reason. They do terrify me, though. I guess it's probably a good time to bring up the movie Arachnophobia, if you've ever seen that movie. That movie is probably the best spider movie of all time, as far as I know. Maybe you know one that's better than that. In which case, leave that in the comments, because I would be interested to see that for sure. I don't want to see it, and at the same time, I will definitely watch it because I want to see it. I think we wanted to go the other way to get to the temple. I just wanted to see what was down here, and it turns out there's a lot. Let's see what this is here. So this is another point over here.
I found a way to blaze a trail to the ledge.
Right, we know you did. So that's interesting. There's two of her. Anyway, if you haven't seen Arachnophobia, and you have a healthy fear of spiders, you're not overly terrified of them, I recommend it, I guess. It's an older movie, but they used... It seems like they used practical effects or actual spiders. So everything looks very real. It feels like it's something that could actually happen. I mean, the plot's a little bit far-fetched, but the way the spiders just kind of go in and out and do their thing. That could very much happen. I saw not too long ago, I thought they were making a sequel to it, which I was kind of excited for, and I haven't heard anything about that in a couple of years. So either the production time on that is just so difficult, because they have to get the spiders to do, you know, if they're doing it all with real spiders again. Which I don't know why they would. If they just want the authentic look of not doing CGI. The thing is, there's no such thing as... people say CGI is bad. CGI is amazing. The only thing is you notice when it's bad. Or you don't notice when it's good. And that's good CGI. You just don't even know it was CGI. Okay, so you're back here, which... She's all over the place. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, is that actually... Are we in a new area that she can go into now? It's possible. I don't know how she works at all. I'm acting like a big expert on CGI. I'm not. This is just what I've heard other people in the industry say. Or I heard somebody say it before. I don't know who it was. My cousin Steve said it. CGI is only terrible because you only notice terrible CGI. And thanks Steve for that one. But yeah, I do want to see that new movie, or that movie if they're actually still making it, which hopefully they are. It's got John Goodman in it, the original Arachnophobia. See, it's the only one I can remember. I'm sure there's other people in it that modern audiences might recognize. John Goodman's the gentleman that plays Dan on the Connor show. People out there watch that, I don't know if they do or not, but he also plays in other movies like he's been in a ton of movies. I won't list his repertoire, but that's what he's doing currently right now. Connor show. He plays the Exterminator in the movie and the Comic Relief. Although it's not a comedy movie by any means. If you are afraid of spiders, though, don't watch it. Like, really afraid. Just thinking I'm going to be responsible for people seeing this movie for the first time, they're going to be very upset with me. Because it's very realistic looking. And you will be checking every nook and cranny in your house for days and days. What are we doing here? I wanted to go to the spider wedding, but all we get to do is talk about arachnophobia. No spider wedding for me. Superior Eagle Claw. I'm actually surprised how few really good spider movies there are on the subject of spiders. This is going to be people's favorite episode where we talked about the thing that paralyzes most people with fear. But for being one of those main staple fear kind of things that most people are just instinctively afraid of, there's not a lot of good ones that I know of. I mean, if I was a Hollywood guy making movies, Hollywood movies, even though I was a Bollywood guy, if I was making Bollywood movies, I would I'd just make all spider movies all the time. There's a story Kevin Smith tells about writing the script for Superman that I highly suggest you find on the internet and watch, but he basically talks about how the Wild Wild West movie got made. And if you're too young to know what the Wild Wild West movie is, it's a cowboy... Well, actually, I think there was an original Wild Wild West, but the remake that they did in the late or mid 90s maybe, had Will Smith and a giant robotic spider. But anyway, look up Kevin Smith's story about how that movie got made, or how he thinks it got made, and why there was a giant spider in it. But anyway, I would make a spider movie every year for Halloween. I think maybe just thinking about it briefly, maybe the reason they don't do it is because people are actually really afraid of it, of spiders, and so it wouldn't actually sell that well. Nobody would want to go terrify themselves to death every year watching spiders. That's probably why they don't do it, actually, the more I think about it. That actually makes sense to me, the more I think about it. Alright, is this the spider wedding?
Web she weaves
Yes.
fibers of faith and fear, too strong to break, too strong to cut. Yet the reason has merry potion, most ancient, fire dew. It might be enough to burn the path, make way for us to pass into heart of spiderweb. I could brew it for you, but there is one ingredient I do not possess. The blazing blood of the firefly that lives in the most dreaded of thickets. Bring me 7 flames that flit and fly. Then I make you a fire dew.
Okay. So we just gotta go get some fireflies. It doesn't look like we're gonna get to see the wedding this episode unless the flies are just like right here, but they're not. So I have to save it for another time, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we will. It's a shame though about the I'm still sticking on the spider thing. Well, the spiders are like the point of topic right now, right? We're going to a spider wedding. We're talking about spiders. I hate them as much as you guys do. I promise I do. In fact, I'm probably gonna have a difficult time sleeping tonight just talking about it. But our great goddess, we worship her, and in doing so, we may become her, healers of hearts, Arakali, with the juices of lust and venoms of the spider. She brought many back from the brink of death. Only she was worthy to rule. The porcelain queen, Gruthkul, disgraced my ancestors, drained them with drought, starved them with famine, blighted them with plague. It was the justice and truth of my ancestors shattered the porcelain queen's reign and brought our messiah to power, the widow. Do we think she's going to be half human, half spider, or all spider? And if so, if she's half and half, which half is spider and which half is human? These are the important questions. For some reason. Because that's what's going on in my life right now. So anyway, arachnophobia. Yeah, I don't think they could do it every year. Because people would just be terrified to watch it. I know when arachnophobia used to come on TV. I could never get my sisters to watch it. They never wanted to watch it. My mom never wanted to watch it. Yeah, it's more like most people just don't want to watch it. I always watched it because I don't know, it was just done so well that I was okay with having to look extra careful of my shoes that week or two, just in order to do it, to watch it. You up there? Yeah. But they did say they were going to make it. They have not yet. In fact, let me make a note here to check on production of Arachnophobia Phobia 2. And I'll have some information on that next episode, so you guys don't have to look that up. fact, well, yeah, I'll write down as a note. If any media related to it, add to next episode's assets. Okay. So maybe if there's some cool images associated, some promo stuff, we can watch it here. And I'll give you guys a disclaimer, so if you don't want to watch it, you can skip over it. So don't have to spend the rest of the night spooked. Totally spooked. I don't know. We were supposed to go pick up some fireflies so she could make an elixir to tear down that web. I didn't even bother seeing where on the map she wanted us to go. Just kind of going at the moment. And all I can think about is John Goodman in Arachnophobia. It's not going to be in this inner part here. Where you want us to go here? Oh, we need to go back down this way. Okay, well, let's go drop off this necklace to Helena, or just tell her that we dropped off the necklace. Which I think it's weird we have the necklace in our backpack, but I thought we were supposed to put it on that hill there. I don't know. That's what she says. And then we'll go get the fireflies.
I feel I have failed my poor Groost, not being able to return his bones to the resting place of his people. Still, we have done all we could, considering the circumstances. Groost was a practical man at heart. He would understand. You deserve our thanks. Here are some of Groost's most treasured possessions. I'm sure he would have wanted you to have one.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be, I don't know, like a retro gaming system with a bunch of games. No, we knew it was going to be that. These don't look great, to be honest. We're going to pick that one up. Probably just going to sell all this stuff. 41 energy shield seems good. 63% energy shield. Why does this say plus 41 maximum energy, and then when I hit Alt, it goes, it kind of shifts it, right? It's the top, and then it's the third one. Oh, I see, because it separates them into prefix and suffix, which is probably useful. These boots actually look pretty good. 63 shield, which is a local modifier, right? Maximum life. Yeah, I think these are just exclusively better than ours. The problem is, and I think we can enchant them too. So we don't have the. We'll try to roll some sockets on them. We might as well. That's not a big deal. We're not pushing for world first here. We're out of the race here. I mean, this is basically the mode of play that people have been playing for. Oops.
Next time,
my understanding since the beginning of the game. Like, this is the base game. 15 strength, 24... Wow. Mana. Strength. Stun and block. Fire resistance. A lot of fire resistance. Actually, this does look better. Is that going to screw up a gem? It does. So we don't care. We'll just leave what we got on. Oops.
The spirit hunts with you.
Oh, we want to check this out too. 21 strength and intellect. Chaos damage. We got more life out of this one. Increased armor. It's not corrupted. Hey, you know what? Let's do that. Can we not do that? Oh, we can't do it while I'm not crazy that you have to close out that window. We'll do that, and then can we do that? No. Unfortunate there. Just double check and make sure that this is... We're getting more... Nah, that's still better. Life, shield-wise. Alright, that's fine. I don't mind. Dexterity and intelligence. This is a... Is this still a neck? That's a neck too. Was this a quest item? No. That was the thing we wanted to hang on to. This is a... Yeah, it's a neck. It's garbage though. I feel like health is the most important stat. Even though we're not playing... No, that's garbage. Even though we're not playing hardcore, it still probably is the best stat. You can't kill things if you're dead. That's video gaming 101.
My help is yours.
That tip's for free, guys. That's a free one. Can we get 4 out of this? We really want 4. And that's what we wanted. That's actually pretty... Yeah.
Well,
That's probably a waste, though, to be honest. And then... we want to try to change the linkage, which is... Actually, you know what? To be honest with you, no. If we don't have at least one link, we're gonna lose our Summon Phantasm, and I do want at least some of those guys roaming around. Where's the? Yeah, I don't really have many of these though either. I don't feel like this is a big currency though. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. We're gonna lose. We're not getting rid of shield charge for sure. We'll drop that, I guess. Damage on full life. So we'll get better. When we have full life, we'll get stronger shield charge, which sounds actually. It's probably how we should have had it set up to begin with. Summon Stone Golem, Phantasm support. This should be. Flesh Offering. Yeah, something like that. I don't want to say we wasted time there, but did kill a lot of time doing that.
Be well.
Look at the time. We have, we probably got enough time to at least get to the zone for the Fireflies. What is this? Complete the temporal incursion for Alva. That's... I'm not sure. Let's go try to get a couple Fireflies before we end the episode. And then, sadly, we'll have to do the Spider Wedding. Well, you know what? If it looks like we can do it quick enough, we'll just do the Spider Wedding this episode. I don't think we will, though. I don't think it'll be enough time. I was trying to keep it all spider themed so we don't have to talk about spiders next episode, but we'll have to grin and bear and talk about it a little bit more. Which is okay. We're gonna be okay. Does do more damage, I think. It feels like it does. It's always a dangerous thing to say. I feel like it's doing something. It's definitely something we probably could quantify, but not really an issue. If it is or it isn't. Probably not gonna make or break us here. Ow. That was painful. So we're gonna get Einar to come out and help us here.
Off you go, little beast! Away!
Discrimination bow, I guess. Pick it up. I mean, I say that like we're not getting currency. We're getting currency out of it. Which we'll want later on. Oh, we did pick up a gem there. Yeah, it's a blue gem. Yeah, another blue gem. They baited us twice there. Got ultra baited. I feel like that's the way we don't want to go. Causeway takes us that way. Maybe. Yeah, looks like we found it here. Of course, we do want to. I think we're going to wind up doing Einhar's quest here to get the 5 for this episode, and we'll just pick up with the spiders next episode.
We will be best friends, Beast, until we slaughter you.
Hear the sadness in my voice.
This one is captured. I now will take it.
What is this green thing on the map here? This right here. What is this? This summons a nasty mob. Ooh, those are gonna go. Those are gonna explode. And they did. So I don't think I've ever noticed those before, the cracks in the ground. We've done one before, but I didn't realize that that's what... I thought that was like part of a quest or something. I didn't realize we were following a fissure to... So I wonder if this was part of another league. This is another league's content. Maybe. That's part of the base game now? Because I think that's what they do. Right? I kind of like that, whatever it is. It's cool. Follow the fissure and... Abyssal Trove. Yeah, that was cool. I like that. Ghastly Igel. Yeah, we'll take it. Oh, the other thing I read that I thought was interesting, I'll just share. Maybe I'm sure a lot of people know this that have been playing the game for a while. But the difference between the magic and the rare item is the magic items can only have 2 prefixes or suffixes associated with it. The rare items can have up to 6. And the unique can have any number. They don't necessarily follow any rule. And can go outside of what the traditional affix range could be for the given tier. I think if I read that correctly, that's how that works. Okay, we did Einar's missions there. Let's so let's zone into the new zone, which is all the way back up here. And then we'll end this episode and pick up right here tomorrow. The Dread Thicket? Yep, that's where we wanted to go. Now I was going to check on the production of Arachnophobia 2 and see if there's any media related to it for next episode. Okay guys, that's going to do it for this episode. As usual, if you like the video, leave a like. Subscribe to me if you aren't already, and we'll see you in the next episode of Path of Exile, Standard Edition. Alright, take care guys. See you next time.